The last full month of the high school baseball season is here. I'm Cory McCartney, along with PBR Georgia Scouting Director Phil Kerber, as we take three cuts on the week that was. Phil, good to have you back in.
Glad to be back.
Now, Phil, we're going to start things off with Cade Fisher, the Northwest Whitfield lefty, a Florida commit on the rise in the class of 2022 rankings. And this past week was Exhibit A. Why?
Yeah, I mean, he has flown up the rankings to number 13. I got a firsthand look at him when he started against Cedartown, would have been 2 weeks ago now. And, they're up to 92, sitting 86, 89, throwing breaking ball over whenever he wanted, 17 strikeouts. It's, not too shabby performance to put in right before we update our 22 rankings. That's, you talk about leaving an impression there. And that was actually my first time seeing him go 7 innings. We've gotten a look at him at area code games where, guys throw 1, 2, maybe 3 innings in that, but to see him go 7, maintain velocity, just everything there for the entire game. It was a really impressive performance, and it earned him his second Player of the Week award for the season.
You and I have both interviewed Vanderbilt-bound Carter Holton, and when it comes to the Benedictine lefty, the defining word continues to be dominant. The season numbers for him they're just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like a video game. And yeah, I've been itching to go see him, and I saw that they were playing, they traveled down to Jacksonville this past week, and they're playing Bowles, which is a top 25 team in Florida. And they've got Jackson Baumeister, who's big time arm. Those two faced off against each other, and thankfully our guys in Florida, Caden Hatcher down there, who went to that game for us and got a report, and he came back blown away. And I told him to expect something pretty special. And Carter Holton, he was up to 94, 11 Ks in 4 innings. Now, it was an unlucky start, 7 unearned runs. So that's tough to deal with. But he's 11 strikeouts in 4 innings. It's 12 outs in 4 innings, and he's got 11 Ks. That's pretty impressive. And I'm going to be getting out there pretty soon to see it myself. You can count on that.
Well, speaking of something special, Buford has been the biggest force in the state all season long. Undefeated, number 1 in the PBR Georgia Power 25. That's about to be tested, though, Phil, with just an absolute gauntlet of the closing schedule.
Yeah, when I was going through looking for the third cut here, I was had some options to weigh, and then I saw that Buford schedule. I was like, this needs to be talked about. They have 6 games left, all 6 against Power 25 teams. They got 2 against Brookwood this week, and then next week 3-game series with Winterboro, which I'm sure that's going to be a heavily attended game to see Brady House face off against the likes of Dylan Lesko and Riley Stanford and those guys. And then they finish off the season with Grayson, another top 10 team. So Buford's been pretty tested throughout the year, and they're going to test themselves again right before playoffs. We'll see, are they going to complete that undefeated regular season and try to take that into the playoffs, or are one of these teams going to be the first to take them down? I think if one of them takes them down, it changes the mentality of the rest of that class. It's kind of like, the Invincibles aren't so invincible anymore. So if one of these teams can do it, I think it might open the door in 6A to see some surprising matchups.
Well, so far, every test has been passed by the Wolves. He is Phil Kerber. Give him a follow on Twitter at Phil Kerber PBR, and follow PBR Georgia while you're at it. Phil, thanks, and enjoy the baseball week.
Thanks for having me.